Hey everybody, welcome to Special Report. This is your host, True Power is Mine. Today's date is February 15th, 2019, the year of our Lord. Today I just want to jump right into it. We know the shutdown should be averted, yet the state of emergency will still be implemented. All right, so that's just kind of where we're at. I want to take you real quick. Um, First, I want to say it's been a tremendous year. Thank you for all the support for the show. Thank you for all the contributors to the show, actually, as well. I want to open up your minds real quick before we go into the program that I kind of have in my head. But I want to ask you guys a very serious question. Then we're going to Google it here, and you guys will see the Google and all that. But why did Lloyd's of London sue Saudi Arabia for damages related to the World Trade attacks? I find that very interesting, and I just want to touch on it real quick before we go down the way. Hold on. Why did Lloyd's of London sue? Hold on. Oh my God, here we go. Why did Lloyd's of London sue Saudi Arabia? All right, so I will be putting this link. Copy. Let me go and I gotta grab up a whatchamacallit real quick. I totally knew. All right, I gotta paste this link in the description on this video. Every place we go from now on, I will have the description and what it's about. So I want people to be able to research this for themselves while we still can research things, actually. All right. Lloyd's Insurer, and this is coming from the Independent. It's a UK paper publication. All right. And this is September 19, 2011. All right. They're suing Saudi Arabia for funding the 9/11 attacks. All right. Now, if we went into Afghanistan and we went into Iraq, heck, we even went into Pakistan to get Osama, apparently, then why? How come we didn't go there? See, this is the game they're playing with us all. All right. So here's that Lloyd's of London thing. Just research that for yourself, okay? That being said, let's get into the real show now. All right. Let's talk about what's going to happen. Let's talk about what's going to happen probably here in the next few. All right. So that we can have another situation to where the country can be motivated and united behind cause and purpose to ensure all the oil reserves in this continent will be reserved for the oil barons of this nation. Okay. JSOC. What is JSOC, y'all? JSOC is a Joint Special Operations Command. All right. It's a component of the United States Special Operations, and it's in charge of studying special operation requirements, techniques, basically the warfare to subdue one's enemy in a very stealthy-like manner. Thus, we have the Navy SEALs, Air Force Pararescuers, Delta Force, Army Rangers, even the Marine Corps. Mars has a Special Forces unit. Why do I say this? Well, there's a little situation that could well, not be brewing, but is brewing. Let's Google this. This is kind of pertaining to the El Chapo bit, guys. Here we go. I know I'm being monitored now. They're popping up my stuff. Okay, if you're gonna hack me, please, hit the right button so I don't detect you. Thank you. Hold on, I forgot what I was about to say. Hold on. I would use my keyboard, but I have a wireless keyboard. I neglected to change the batteries. I got to go out and get some AAA batteries here in a minute, but That's why I'm doing it like this. Did the United States Special Forces train Mexican federales? Hold on. This is February 2010-18. All right. Basically, we could not send soldiers into Mexico to deal with Chapo or any other criminal, because to put active military U.S. personnel on a foreign soil is almost an act of war underneath most situations. So basically what has happened is we have been training Mexican units to basically infiltrate organizations and do their thing prior to the wall being built. I say this to say, what happens when we have a attack on the border? What happens, whether it be staged or quote unquote legit? How does that affect the dynamics of this thing? Why do hold on, I took so many notes. Yes. This is what I wanted to hold on. School of the Americas.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. The Western Hemisphere Institute for Security Cooperation is a United States Department of Defense institute located at Fort Benning near Columbus, Georgia.
Okay. Now, let me copy this. The School of the Americas. I never heard of this until yesterday. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. All right. But what's going down at this particular location is the training that I'm talking about. Now, in itself, it's not bad. You know, I mean, obviously, we don't want to cause any type of international incidents. And I think we all can rally behind the ideal that dangerous drugs such as fentanyl, methamphetamines, cocaine are probably best left outside of our country's border, even though our country is being ravaged right now by opioids, but they're coming in through big pharma, so that's different. I mean, well, at least that's how people are getting hooked, and then they go to the street junk. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Please forgive me. There's just so much I need to do in such a little time. I have it's relative. Hold on. Peru, France. Okay. Bottom line is this. More than likely, there will be an attack on the southern border. More than likely. That's why we have, let me go over here. I will show you once again so that you know that I'm not just sitting here making this all up, you know, by the seat of my pants. And then we'll talk about the shutdown and the ramifications of all that. Let me see. Oh, I gotta. Hopefully this thing works. Trains full of Army moving south. All right. Now this was 3 months ago. Let me see. This was a year ago. So that's obviously not that build up. Let's look at this 3 month deal here real quick.
Got a truck?
No, I don't got a truck. All right. I got a mic and a dream, man. Mic and a dream. All right, let's see what's this all about.
With tomorrow's news today, this is Headlines with a Voice.
Come on. Headlines with a Voice, side
President
to side.
Donald Trump told reporters that he's prepared to send as many as 15,000 troops to the U.S.-Mexico border to head off a caravan of Central American migrants. Just 2 days after announcing the deployment of Arizona heading south, hauling military equipment. Lots of it. See for yourself.
little bit overkill for immigrants, don't you think?
Our president is up against the most evil elements on the planet. Will you?
Now, obviously, that was put together, to reassure people that, oh my God, we're going to crush the illegals. But there's a simpler way of crushing the illegals. Crush the people who employ the illegals, and then it's a wrap. Hold on, let me check. There we go. Good morning, Robert. Good morning. State of emergency 999. Boy, that war mentality. Good morning, guys. Let's jump over here real quick. We'll deal with let's just deal with the international news as they're presenting it to us today. All right. Here we go. The Empire guy basically staged, go figure. The guy staged attack, hoax, or whatever. Stage, hate, or hoax. So either way, that's what they're trying to suggest on that. And it's pretty damn sad that we have to live in such a world that all this stuff has to be rolled out like this. Dang, I need to hold on. I want to be able to work this mother so I can. Okay. There we go. That's about the best I can get. Facing record multi-billion-dollar fine. Wow. That story right there. Okay, so what's going on? Headquarters lockdown scared suspect with they're tripping over there at Netflix right about now. Let's see. Anything of importance? House space. But now, oh my God. Valentine's Day was crazy for me. I don't know about you guys. Yesterday I had a crazy night. Den of Thieves. William Cone Space Shuttle. It's just too much. I got all these notes. And I'm not going to lie, guys. My note taking ability kind of sucks. It all made sense yesterday, but the last flag. Oh, movie suggestion of the day. Last flag flying. About Marines. My God, I got too many. Okay. Now, let's get off this new shit and go back here to I'm gonna go over here real quick for one reason. New caravan from Honduras. Now this is happening 1 month ago, okay? My whole point is, if we're having labor issue right now, and to echo what Judge Joe has said to us on the show before in the past, that the reason why we truly have prisons is to offset the labor in many respects, because there's not enough jobs to go around. Never's been enough jobs to go around. So in other words, regardless of these people, their situation, whether, because we've been training certain people and sending them back down there on behalf of corporations and they've been running amok in these countries, the fact that outside labor is coming to take labor from predominantly poor whites and black folk, that should be a national security issue from a citizen's point of view. Now, until we have a true one world government, we have to deal in terms of nationalities and countries and ensuring that people in said country have the ability to take care of themselves. I mean, here in a minute, when those Trump boxes rolls out, or welfare and all that's taken away or whatnot, whatever's going to happen with that, are you still going to be all happy knowing that an immigrant is going to come in, take your job that you could potentially be? Now, if you don't want to work the job, I get it. You don't want to work the job, okay. But then you're just going to sit up there and starve while other people who don't have any love for this country, don't trick yourself now. If these people can go back home and make it happen, don't you think you would want to live in that beautiful country? Venezuela is beautiful, guys. Brazil is beautiful. Colombia is beautiful. The land, it's beautiful. It's warm. Guatemala, parts of Mexico, all year round, no heat. Yeah, you'll miss the snow, okay. Might get bit by a couple of mosquitoes, sure. But the land's lush and green. Problem is, the people who are running the land are cold as ice. A lot of Nazis escaped from World War II to Central and South America and North America as well. If one was to really look at Operation Paperclip and seeing what that was really about, what they were really trying to put together, it wasn't about science. It was about preserving the Reich in a Star Wars Sith kind of way. Jedi's running around here saying, oh yeah, we destroyed Nazism, yeah, we took them out, blah, blah, blah. They're dead. But in reality, they were being put in key positions of power in academia and in science. And then we wonder why we have the country we have today. With the mindsets that's running around the country today, it's even a wonder, how did people come together to fight the Civil War? Hell, how did people even come together to fight against the Nazis in World War II? The way the mindset of the government officials today, one would think or suggest that instead of fighting the Germans, America should have just linked up with it. The way that these cops run around here killing people. The way this brainwashing propaganda, for Christ's sakes, they got many of us shoved into ghettos. Projects, scientific experiments on men and women. Well, mostly women and children. Let's be real. So, what am I saying? I'm saying this here. Oh boy, right there got his hand out for a reason. Instead of a hand out, this hand's supposed to be filled with cash or golds or talismans or whatever we're exchanging for economic commodity. This cat is supposed to be printing the money, not a private corporation, and certainly not a Luciferian-run organization, such as some of the central banks are in this world. Now, we tried to warn everybody, and I know that we did have an effect to a certain degree about getting on the phone and calling your congressmen and women and trying to fund the wall. We gave it our best shot. I'm thoroughly convinced right now that there is a segment of the population that, by all means necessary, they want all-out war. They want war. I'm not talking about black folks either. I'm talking about others. Now, the war I'm talking about isn't necessarily a war that we're fighting against another country. I should say company. The war I'm talking about is we're fighting against, oh shit, I didn't even see all the messages. Hold on. We're fighting against ourselves. Okay. This chaos, yes, 19 years old. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day or any holiday. I'm married 10 years, it just comes along with the territory. Always looking for a good excuse to have fun with old girl. So, yeah, that's just where I'm at. I just want to read a couple of these messages, and then I really wish I had a cup of coffee. Good morning, Jackson. Good morning, Davis. Good morning, Robert. Okay, the year just started. This is just beginning. Yes, mentality. Now listen, I want to go over here to to Google real quick and ask. I'm going to ask Google something and see, and I want you all to see what it says. Oh, I messed up on that. Hold on. Does the government use Google to spy on its citizens? I know Google don't speak on that one. The U.S. Why does it have to be U.S. government? Okay, the U.S. government, the largest and most advanced spying. Hold on, what the hell does this say? Companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, all which were FBI. Who's this coming from? This is privacy.net. I want to cite my sources, even though I'm not a legitimate fucking news organization. I'm just a guy out here with a damn microphone. How much does the U.S. know about you? Well, I'm sure they know quite a bit. On Hulu. There's Alice, Bob, Chris. Damn. All right. The chaos. Chaos. That's what it's all about, guys. But I know there's supposed to have been a story coming up about the economy. I forgot where I was at. I was on some website late last night, and I wish I would have. Once again, I need to type down some of the places I go or write them down. Good morning, LaShawn Pickett. Welcome to the show. If you guys have any questions or something, just hit me up. What's up, Mike? Good morning. Just hit me up. Now, I know a lot of people are still Trump to declare border emergency. Let's check this out. But it's really going to be the economic news. And this is coming from the Daily Mail. I believe this is a UK publication. Trump will announce $8 billion in spending on the border wall, national emergency, as he signed last minute avoiding another shutdown after a bit of standoff with Pelosi and other Democrats in Congress. And I believe this is where Pelosi was like, well, then the next Democrat president's going to declare a gun emergency. So these little idle threats, I think we could very well, and I'm just being flippant now. I'm being flippant. This is total sarcasm, so don't take this any type of way. But, we might have just seen the last election as far as that's concerned, for real. It might really be that time now. But, because listen, Democrats, I'm sorry, guys. You guys had a great run. But the reality is people ain't trying to hear what y'all was talking about. Not real folks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I appreciate what the Democrats have been focusing on lately? Homosexuality, murdering babies, things of that nature. No, I don't think that's cool. And, they're first one to talk about sustainability. Well, if you don't have stroke families, then nothing's sustainable. That's just the bottom line. Handmaid's Tale. Hulu. I don't think I have a Hulu account. But we'll go there. Let's jump over there. Handmaid's Tale. If you know a lot about that, 85, you should call in and share the shit with us instead of making me go through all these heaps and hurdles to get the information. Make it easy on us, man. Y'all know the call-in line, don't y'all? If y'all don't, let me get that thing. Let me open it up first. All right. Call-in line, area code 636-209-5044. Here, let me just type this shit in. I know we don't really screen calls around here, so I don't care. Just call in. Oh, I got you. But, next time, and this is for everybody, if you have some real information, dude, there is no screening. You don't call into this show and hit some guy or gal in the studio. We don't know. You come straight on and we'll talk, because I just want to disseminate information. But we're going to Hulu here. What's your favorite blah, 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 for all that for $40 a month? Holy crap, man, let me hip you out to something too, man. Fuck this. If y'all want to watch some free shit on the internet, it's called Movies, or 123 Movies or something, I believe. 123 Movies. I think it's Movies online. I haven't been there for a hot minute, but I used to go here all the time. I don't think this is it. I don't know. It's like a movie 123 or something. Well, cool. Cool, man. Like I said, so you know that Missouri, you're hip. All right, cool. That's good, man, because we need more people. Dude, we need more people willing to share that information, dude. You be sitting there on your little computer looking at something and it's fucking hella powerful, and you know, we have to share that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, guys, maybe someone can help me out with this one. But what is this symbol right here on Nancy's lapel? What the heck is that supposed to be? It looks like a rod with an eagle on top or some shit. I don't know. No, she's trying to send some little message. And then they got Trump's mouth open like he's ready to start blurting out stuff. So we're not going to listen to their video from this side. I'm sorry, guys. I'm closing it. Because YouTube has totally been hitting me with copyrights. Fucking every time. Oh, I did not mean to cuss like that, guys. That was my bad. Like I said, I hadn't had no coffee. And I'm still half asleep. Well, quarter asleep anyhow. I tell you, last night, I've stopped pretty much drinking, for the most part, but I had a couple of drinks last night. And how about the KKK Grandmaster found dead in your state? Well, that was basically because the son and not the son, but the stepson and the mom. I believe they shot him. They were claiming that he was abusive or something, or to that effect. I mean, if you really want to hear a story, hold on. Arkansas. Hold on, check this out. I'll hit you with a story about that you guys might not be aware of. FBI rounds up white nationalists in Arkansas on RICO. I believe this went down yesterday. No, that happened. That happened in 2018. But I don't think this is the right one. I saw a. Hold on, let me pull off one of these. Where in the hell did that go? Okay, hold on. I had to pull up something real quick on a side note, guys. Oh, shit. Man, my computer is running like crap, dude. Hold on. Bam, right here. Let me go. Hold on 1 second. Oh, come on, man. There we go. I think this is it. Now, this is coming from the Department of Justice here, okay? When did this happen? This happened Tuesday, February 12th, 2019, all right? Very recent. What's up, Cobra brother? Welcome to the show. Multiple white supremacist gangs amongst 54 defendants charged in RICO indictment. You see, guys, when we deal with RICO, that's when it gets really, really serious, because the feds ain't even coming after you until they got enough on you to do what they got to do. Now, allegedly, these guys were multiple acts of violence, aka murder, were charged in. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Indictment: New Aryan Empire (NAE) is a racketeering enterprise which committed violent acts, attempted murder, kidnapping, and maiming in support of its organization and its wide range of drug trafficking operations. So basically, these guys are trafficking meth and things of that nature, and more than likely, they're trafficking it to other white folks in that area. And yeah, they were put down. Now you can go and I will get this copy. So, and I'm going to put this on the little pad here, and this will be in the description as well. So you guys can read up on that too in your spare time if you so desire. Copy. All right, so I have all that. Let me, just in case, save as. What should I save this as? Show notes. Show notes 2. Fuck it. That's what it is. Okay. Now we got. This is an excellent site for all kinds of sources. That's an old one actually, but let me. Yeah, hold on one sec. Okay. Now the School of Americas. This was created. Oh, we already talked about that. Hold on. I got all these notes, guys. Like I said, it really made sense yesterday, but this guy right here, I did research him a little bit, and I want to talk about him. Yes, I've been looking, trying to find this guy. Now, I want to bring this guy on the show to talk about basically his expertise. It's this guy. I don't know if you guys, him right here, Craig, talks about. Hold on. The full wiki. You know what? War. I can reach out to Dr. Fuller again. See if there's been any change on his contractual obligations, and see if we can possibly get him on the show. Zachary Hubert Geometry. Hold on, let me. I think it wasn't that the guy that I think he's the guy that you hooked us to before. And I never did go back. No, he is the guy. I never did go back here and check this cat out. I should have. He got 666 videos. What? Hold on. What's this about?
Welcome back, Truth Seeker. February 13th, 2019. The 44th day of the year. 44, the number related to shootings. And on this date, we get an update in the hot yoga shooting of November 2nd, 2018. Today, they released the 911 calls. And understand, everything that is done through the mainstream media is done by a code. So this shooting was in Tallahassee, Florida. From November 2nd, 2018 to today, February 13th, the release of these 911 calls, 103 days later, and not by accident. In the language of gematria, Tallahassee equals 103, the location of the event. In case you're new here, the way this works is just the alphabetic order. T's the 20th letter, A's the first, L's the 12th, L's the 12th, so on. Added up, Tallahassee 103. They wait 103 days to release this news on the 44th day of the year. And 44 is the number we routinely find in shootings. The next most simple cipher is just using the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So S is the 19th letter. The numerology of 19 is 1.
Got it.
Go to my website.
I'll hit up this dude. I just want to hear what this clown said. I mean,
and donate to my nonprofit. Bond, the brother.
about that.
He had you putting out racist propaganda. He lied about that. Black people lie, man. You can't believe liars.
So we don't tell truth about nothing.
Nothing. Y'all hate the truth. Y'all are liars.
I don't hate the truth.
Y'all
One more
liars.
thing.
Ain't no more.
Let me show you
That's
guys
lies.
something. Let me hit you guys something. See that right there? That super chat?
He's a liar.
Hold on. This guy's sitting up here talking all this crazy stuff. But see the super chat. He's getting super chats. Hold on. Or somebody just hit him with a super chat. All right. This is what we're up against. Look at this cat. He's going to make his cash. And he's going to spew his propaganda. And he has every right to. In some respects, his harsh indictments on people. Others are going to validate. Oh, that's right. That's right. Never taking into account to why people are where they are. Or why women see the challenges and face the challenges they have to face, or children, or whatever. Let's just listen. I'm just going to, please bear with me. I know we're going somewhere with this.
People do that. Not all black people before that, and they got along. But it was the Democratic Party, as they are today, created and carried out the so-called Jim Crow law. So,
But you said it was a good time.
it was for black people.
Why
You mean for
it was
black
a
people,
bad
right?
time for black people.
No, it wasn't. What was the bad time?
Black people, Jim Crow laws, we had to sit in the back of the bus.
And
We
that's
couldn't
bad.
vote. We couldn't use the. Yeah,
What is
because
bad
they're treating
about
you as a
sitting in the-
second-class citizen?
What is
They're
bad?
not treating you.
The point that's bad, and no one's going to deal with this. It's always bad that you're supposed to live in a free country, but someone's going to tell you where to sit, and you're not even going to address that on the fundamental principle of freedom. It's always bad when you, just because of you being who you are going to have run by a different set of rules. That's bad. Once again, see, I can't watch this cat because then I'll get triggered, and I don't want to be triggered today. All right, I don't want to be triggered today. IDF officer said we are ready for war. Oh my gosh. You know, I should be doing some Black History stuff instead of this garbage. Because
Not in secret, because there are many.
you know what? Let's do that. Because honestly, folks, none of this shit that they're really talking about is really going to apply to us. We ain't all have no say so. This man grew up in Alabama and Jim Crow. He's a vessel for what? Yes. Family get the independent compensatory concept book. All right, we'll check that out. Hold on. Let's go to hold on. Independent compensatory concept book. Let's see what this is about. I don't want nobody's theme song.
Look what's happening in relations between blacks and whites today. Look at Ferguson, Missouri. Look at our prison system. Do you think things have gotten better since 1971? Have things gotten better since the Civil Rights Movement? Do you believe that, despite having a black president? Well, welcome Neely Fuller to the Kathleen Wells Show.
Yes, thank you.
I'm delighted to have you. As I said, I should have you on more often, and I will begin to have you on more often, because one of the things that you mention in your book is that if we do not understand racism, everything else that we do or say is sort of like meaningless. I'm paraphrasing.
Yes, ma'am, that's my view. If you do not understand white supremacy, which is racism, what it is and how it works, everything else that you understand will confuse you. Now, why do I say that? I mean, you know, if you understand how to fly an airplane or drive a car or walk down a street, You understand that. So how can you be confused by something called white supremacy? It's because the white supremacists, if you are a person of color, a person classified as non-white, then you are dominated by those people, not all people, but those people who have decided that they are going to participate actively in the system of white supremacy as participants, as racists. They dominate everything that the non-white people do, either directly or indirectly, in every area of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. So, if a person doesn't know what is dominating him or her and motivating him or her to do whatever it is their ambitions are, if they don't know the origin of it and who is pulling all of the strings, not some of them, all of them.
And this is a good segue point. Check this out. This goes back to them trying to figure out. This brother has, yes, he's timeless. If you listen to the root, don't get caught up. Well, I've spoken with Dr. Very wise man, very intelligent brother. I want to bring this over to the site because these people here are IG Furban. These people here are Thyssen Crump elevators. These people here are more than likely SAIC as well.
Did the Nazis discover the hidden history of the world?
Listen to what they're talking about, the hidden history of the world. See, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to insinuate the truth, but never tell you. The hidden truth of the world, folks, is that, once again, this is him trying to rationalize where the fuck he comes from. Where the fuck he comes from. We have been made to forget where we're coming from generations of uneducation, from generations of being forced not to hand down traditions, hand down our history. Well, this cat doesn't have one, so he has to fabricate one, and this is what he does.
You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they addition to their pseudo-scientific views on ethnic are the facts. It's no secret that the Nazi Party worked to create new belief systems, ideologies, and propaganda. In addition to their pseudo-scientific views on ethnic minorities and, in some cases, their belief in the occult, the Nazi Party also believed that history itself had been woefully distorted in the modern age.
Well, of course. Now let's see what Phil.
All the time, and they don't understand this, then they're going to be confused about why they're walking down the street.
This isn't an uncommon belief, even in the 21st century. In fact, the more we learn about the ongoing conversation that is human history, the more disturbing the situation becomes.
Now, let's hit this.
Or flying an airplane, or driving a bus, or having a conversation, or looking for a job, or trying to get a house, or trying to maintain a house that they already have, or paying taxes. The world is going to be a strange place to
have you on.
Or having a conversation, or looking for a job, or trying to get a house, or trying to maintain a house that they already have, or paying taxes. The world is going to be a strange place.
Depending on where you're from, it's reasonably certain that your education included numerous mistaken versions of historical events, from the role of certain leaders to reasons for a war, revolutionary inventions, discoveries, and so on. The task of writing history is an art as much as a science, and civilizations swing on these interpretations. But
to that person, and then that person, by anyone who is any organism, any creature that's in a strange situation, is going to be confused.
Exactly. See how that all rolls out? Just mix all this shit up, and it still rolls out because the same entity behind the message is the message. We better get one thing in our minds. Truth is only relative to our point of view. That is so true. Both of these things are polar opposite. Neely Fuller and the Aspernerds or whatever, the secret Nazis, could not be any farther from the ideological point of view. But I can mix their message together, and you'll be able to see in the end. Like, check it out. Here, let's just do it.
But how far could misdirection and suppression go? Could someone really obliterate the history of an entire people?
And anyone who is confused, whether it's a person or a creature, is going to make a lot of mistakes.
The Nazis thought so, and they were determined to find what they believed had been lost. Here,
because that's what confusion brings on. And they're going to be angry a lot of the times without knowing why.
here's where it gets crazy. The Ahnenerbe was founded in 1935 by Heinrich Himmler, Hermann Wirth, and Richard Darek. Its goal was to prove that ancient Nordic populations, those fitting the Aryan ideal of the party, were the natural and original rulers of the globe. To this end, the Ahnenerbe founded numerous investigations into a wide range of subjects, from folklore to musical history and analyses of horse breeding techniques. The group also funded expeditions into the hinterlands of the planet, claiming to find witches in Finland, mythological clues in Tibet, and, according to theorists, some strange things in Greenland and the Arctic Circle. Given Himmler's well-documented interest in mysticism, esoteric matters, and the occult, the Ahnenerbe began to focus increasingly on theories or concepts that would largely be dismissed by experts today.
And they're going to be breaking things and difficult to get along with. And a lot of things come from confusion, which is what those white people who believe in the system of white supremacy set out to do, to confuse their victims. Because just like any tiger or snake or any organism, any bird of prey that wants to go on the attack and dominate and mistreat, one of the first tactics that they use, one of the main tactics, is to spread confusion.
I asked you guys, I asked you, has this society been confused? Has this society been tricked? Has this society had misrepresentation on historical points? Don't believe me? Let's look up a little historical point. The massacre of Black Wall Street. The massacre of Black Wall Street, Army machine gun. All right, now I'm going to put this. Once again, let's grab up this copy. And I'm putting all the links here so that people can paste, so that people can, once again, do their own little research. Paste, and then let me get this Neely Fuller interview. Copy. So you can listen to it if you like, and you don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. But at least you'll have these research tools readily available. Paste. And then the stuff they don't want you to know with the history of the secret Nazi society. We'll throw this on here as well. All right. Because my goal here, guys, is honestly to get you guys to kind of research this stuff, start seeing the light for yourself. Hell, even one or two of you guys may make your own shows and have me on as a guest. Who knows how this thing will go? All right. But basically back here, these folks had a damn machine gun gunning down black folks. You know, I thought it was just a mob of white folks with, airplanes, a couple of gas bombs. But no. It's a little more entrenched than that. They deputized over 5,000 white folks. And then they just went on and annihilated this little city, and they bombed it. They blew it up, So when you hear people talking this crazy shit about, well, how come black folks just don't come together, blah, blah, blah. Look at this picture. Hold on. Let me get this picture up here. Look at this picture. That's why. That's fucking why. You come together and they blow your shit up. Well, that happened back in the day. Well, now it's to such an extent where you can't even get loans to really put things together like that. And most people are fearful or willful to know that if they do try to put something together like this, it'll be sabotaged and destroyed. Oh, it could be sabotaged and destroyed so many different ways. They'll send some undercover down in there talking crazy, trying to build some sort of army. And then get them for RICO, or some drug dealer go up in there. Next thing you know, oh my gosh, see, they're doing dope up in here. Whatever. This is what I believe the doctor's talking about as far as the confusion. And this is why when people talk that crazy shit about, oh, let's have two separate ethno states, a black state here and a white state here and an Indian state there and a Mexican state. No, that shit ain't going to work. You think people are just going to stay separate? And heaven forbid something happens in one territory and these people are suffering. You think they're just going to stay over there while the other territory is just popping? No. Hell no. That's why within the United States Constitution, if it was applied equally and fairly to all, it's a salvation for all humanity. They will never let us get together like that again. 60s blacks were kicking white supremacists' ass. You're right. You're absolutely right, Piggin. They're not going to let that shit crack off again. And that's some lunatic shit for people not to get. That is some lunatic that people don't get that there is a group of people out there that hate you for just being you. They're not supreme. They're not gods. They're not nothing but unloving human beings. That's what they are. At the end of the day, that's just what they are. They have no love. They have no love for themselves and definitely for you and I. And unfortunately, their mindset is growing. Unfortunately, more people are being turned to that coldness. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I've been out here talking to folks on the streets, just random people. First I'll ask them about, the country in general. Then we hit the specifics, what's your opinion on Trump? And then what's your opinion on the welfare issue, the people losing the food stamps? And almost 100% of whoever they are, I don't care, they're always wanting to bash the welfare people. Oh no, like they all have this in their brain, that the average welfare person is driving a Lexus or a Cadillac or a Lamborghini or something crazy, living in a mansion, and somehow they're gaming the system to get little benefits or whatever, which could be no farther from the truth. Now, I'm quite aware that if we don't have this type of society we have, unfortunately, when it's time to put things together, people will not work together to make tanks and bombs to commonly defend the territory, whatever. I get that. That's why they have to propagandize us to such a degree, because honestly, guys, without the fear of debt, without the fear of homelessness, without the fear of what all those condition brings, many people who woke up today would not be in their cars or not in their cars, but in their jobs performing their tasks. You see. But guys, there's something coming down the pipe. And whether you want to accept this fact or not, and this goes back to the illegal immigrant issue as well. There has not ever been enough jobs to go around. And what I mean by jobs that are actually fulfilling enough to the individual to actually lead a rather, and we should all know what a rather pleasant lifestyle is. There's never been enough of them jobs. Now, there's always been work. Now, there's a difference between a job and there's always been work now. Don't get that shit wrong. Someone can always put a shovel or a pickaxe in your hand and tell you to get busy. All right, I'm not talking about that. As this automation thing goes, hold on. Let's go to Google and let's ask Google, what does Google think? Because I think Google is a female, because my Google talks to me in a female voice. Will automation one day make work irrelevant? A world without work is coming. It could be a utopia or it could be a hell. I want to put this article, and this is from the London Guardian, okay? We're actually, I won't put that article in. I'm just gonna put my search copy. I'm just gonna put my search term, and then I'm gonna put the search result page that I pulled up. The algorithm's different for you. Please let me know. I'll find that quite interesting. And once again, all these links are going to be in the description. Let's see what this is going to say. I'm telling you straight up, it's going to be a hell-ho. A world without work is coming. It could be a utopia or it could be a hell-ho. This was posted September 19th, 2016. Look at these people always begging for money. Most of us have wondered what we might do if we didn't need to work. Didn't need to work. That's funny how they worded that. One does not need to work. One is compelled to work. You need to just live, love, and die. That's all you need to do. Let me go on. If we woke up one morning to discover we have won the lottery, say, we entertain ourselves with visions of multiple homes, trips around the world or the player we would sign after buying arsenals. Okay. For many of us, the most tantalizing aspect of such vision is the freedom and it would bring. But see, that's a lie. That's a lie. It wouldn't bring freedom. You know what it would bring? It would bring suspicion and hoarding, because you'll be scared that all your poor brethren around you who knew of you before you hit the lottery won't be beating down your door talking about, hey, homie, hook me up, which many of them would. So I don't get this freedom. Once again, none are free unless all are free. Let's just get that out there right now. So basically what they're trying to tell you in a nutshell, guys, and this is basically 3 years ago, that this automation thing's coming, whether you want to accept it or not. All right. There's going to come a time they're not going to need you, heavy equipment operator. They're not going to need you, CPA. They're not going to need you, independent insurance business owner or independent insurance broker. In fact, they're not going to need you, car washer, McDonald's guy and gal. They're not going to need you, sports player. Well, maybe a sports player at the bitter end. Probably one of the few jobs humans will be able to do until they get robots to look like us and more fit. But all these different aspects of that, what makes you you, because think about it. When you meet some fool out there in your travels in the world, after you say, hi, my name is Johnny, and this fool's like, my name is Gary or Terry or Ben or whatever, the next thing out your mouth is, I do blank, I do this, I do that. And the reason why, because whether you want to accept this or not, most of the folks out there part of their self-image is what they do as an occupation. If you're an international banker, guess what? You're an international banker. That's gonna be the first thing out your mouth. If you're a McDonald's worker, you're gonna be like you're a McDonald's worker. If you're a carpenter, you're gonna be like you're a carpenter. Whatever. That's what you are. We have to remove that from our psyche. You're so much more than just a job designation. You are so much more than what you have been told. You are life. Those that can hear me right now, literally, you are life. With all the hopes and dreams and aspiration within. And the only thing that can dim that light is your ignorance of your own potential. That's the only thing that can really hold you back. That's the only thing that's keeping you in your place. Is your lack of knowledge about your own potential. Now, you want to talk about something revolution, there it is. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Just meditate on that. And then hip another person to that reality, and we can change this place, man. We don't have to go with what these fools over here are talking about. We don't have to do that. We can listen to our brother and his noble words. Are going to listen to these. Hold on, I will get you in a minute. Hold on 1 second. I'll finish up and then I'll come and get you, I promise. Now, there's one other thing I want to get to before I have to go. Oh my God. The live studio audience has just woken up, guys. So it's gonna be one of those deals. Check out the movie Bad Company, made in 1995. Check out the movie Five Fingers. Check out the movie Last Flag. Dead Marine. Be mindful of the fatherhood. I know it is what it is. And I still got 3 more audience members still kind of asleep. I let them stay up last night and watch the movie, so that's awesome. But the thing is, guys, unless we stay focused, we are doomed. We are doomed. So be mindful of the false flag coming out. Once again, I don't know why the economic report didn't come out last week, but this week, keep your eyes out on the stock market and the news pertaining to it. I have been looking at Germany as far as Deutsche Banks and their basically profit margins and how they're kind of hurting over there in Germany a little bit financially. So, what I want to tell you guys, stay strong, stay informed, and stay undercover. For those of you who know this knowledge and have not exposed the knowledge within yourself, be very cautious, because in a minute, man, and if you don't see the writing on the wall, you're halfway blind right now. But in a minute, man, people are just going to start disappearing, being rounded up. That's how these type of situations always goes. If I haven't told you this, I will tell you it now. We're basically in the last of the empire mode. Okay, empires goes through basically 3 modes: the ascendance part, the normalization part, and then the decline or basically destruction part. And we're definitely past the normalization. That basically, our empire really gonna last it for a few decades, and now we're already at the cusp of it being. And when I say our empire, I'm being flippant now. All right, let's not get carried away. We were not a part of that. All right. But we're participating in it by the simple fact that we get up and we build the weapons of destruction. We get up and we build the infrastructures for communications and logistics. We build the damn roads. We build the airfields. with our muscle and our sweat. So that's why I'm saying that as far as we. But as far as who's really running it, well, I think this is it, and this is where I'll take us out with this and fuel her, and then we'll say a prayer, we'll pass a collection plate, and then we'll go on about our day.
This notion of a lost origin for a race of German people was inspired by the work of German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann, who had discovered the legendary lost city of Troy. Until the 1870s, Troy was also thought to be a myth, but this mythic origin was not the sole focus of the...
I did not know that Nazi there discovered the city of Troy. See, this is what I'm saying so dangerous about, you don't have no academics, you don't have no scholarship. And the scholarship is coming from this clown. It's coming from, hold on.
To be a myth.
Hold on.
Heinrich Schliemann would...
That's the scholarship. That's the scholarship that most people are buying. Writings from this guy. Not him personally, okay, Dick? But you know what I'm saying. People with his mindset in different bodies. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm telling you. You're so much more powerful than any damn book or manuscript. You got the truth written in your heart. It's in you. You just got to take all these lies and deceptions that has been clouding your brains, push that to the side, and allow the truth that's within you, that's been in you from conception, to shine and illuminate this dark world. Yeah, there's light out here, but it's dark. It's dark on this planet.
Discovered the legendary lost city of Troy. Until the 1870s, Troy was also thought to be a myth, but this mythic origin was not the sole focus of the Ahnenerbe. The group also funded investigations into the location of the Holy Grail, which they believed to be a genuine artifact, perhaps hidden in France. They also launched a thorough fact-finding campaign into the Inquisition's witch hunts, searching for evidence of a suppressed pre-Christian Germanic religion and, in a more pragmatic...
Now, did you catch that? Pre-Christian? Why do you think these Nazi types hate Christianity so much? Why do you think?
Fashion, searching to discredit the Catholic Church. As we understand events today, the Ahnenerbe ultimately could not confirm its pre-existing beliefs about the nature of human beings, its concept of...
No, they found it. They just didn't like the answer they found. They found out about all those so-called, as we would say, black scientists of the day. Why do you think black folks are on every continent in the world? Why do you think those, the ruins of Zimbabwe exist and they can't explain it? Because they know good and well ain't no Roman or Greek went all the way down to Zimbabwe and built that. Plus, it predates both those civilizations by thousands of years. Now, here's the reality, kids. We can continue on our present course. Ain't nothing going to happen to us. We can try to change this course. Ain't nothing going to happen to us. There's not enough power on this earth to stop us. The only ones who ever had the power to suppress us, keep us down, is us. It's always been like that.
Race, or its belief in lost civilizations. For skeptics and the vast majority of experts in fields from anthropology to history, this is simply a case of confirmation bias carried to an extreme degree. To others, however, from revisionist historians to occultists and more, the Ahnenerbe's full discoveries will never be made public because there's something the current world order doesn't want you to know.
Okay. Yeah, they just don't want you to know that black folks were running this shit in the very beginning. Blah, blah, blah.
Lions among wildebeest will come among them and set off confusion. Once they set off confusion, And everybody goes into a stampede, not knowing which direction to go or where they shouldn't go or what's going on. They just know that everybody's running, so they start running. Don't know where they're running to or exactly understanding what they're running from. The little young ones limping along. Then the lion picks out the weakest and works itself right up to the strongest. But the first thing they like to set off is confusion. It's a military tactic. And it's the same way with people. You want to dominate people in an efficient manner. One thing you have to do without standing over them all the time with a gun or a knife or a stick is confuse their minds. And if you can do that in most or all of the areas of activity, then you have a very efficient operation. The system of white supremacy is a system that is very efficient. I don't know who thought it up, but it's the most efficient system for getting things done and for mistreating people and dominating people in the process, according to what I consider to be logic that was ever thought up. It's a very efficient system.
It's a very efficient system. So why don't we start with the definition first?
Wow. And on that note, like I said, I will have all this stuff in the description line. I got to go. I got to take care of some stuff around here, do a couple things. How long has this thing been rolling? An hour. Oh, that's good. But thank you all for joining me. I want to end this with a prayer. May our minds be clear of confusion, and may our hearts be full of positive and true resolve. Peace, everybody. Talk to you later. But live your life of integrity without hate, envy, and or greed. And let's be kinder to each other.